There are many ways to help minimize the most common retirement portfolio risk. While none of us can predict how long we will live as lifespan increases, many people may spend more time in retirement than they spend working. So it's important to pay special attention at this time. Dave Evans from Evans Financial Group is here to talk to us about managing your retirement and ways to improve your own personal financial security in retirement. Well, Dave, thank you for being here today and talking to us. Before we jump into our topic, we have to talk about the topic of the day, and that is that Representative Mike Johnson is officially now the House Speaker.
Yep.
Let's go in with our first question. Obviously, all things finances. What does this mean for the financial markets?
I think it's probably going to be a positive, because when you see, my experience is when you have instability in the political climate, then the market the market generally likes stability. So now that we have a Speaker of the House, and I think it'll tone down a little bit, and it'll be good for the economy, because not only that, but the Speaker of the House and the House of Representatives are the ones that control the checkbook for the United States. So they're controlling the money, and that's a good thing. So if they take
Why is it a good thing?
Well, because if they take a conservative approach instead of tax and spend, and because we're like $33 trillion in debt, and they're going to say, I think if they begin to say we need to, check this and keep it in check, then that's going to be a positive thing for the country and a positive thing for the market as well.
Okay. Well, Dave, what is the greatest risk that most people will face in retirement?
One of the things that people are concerned about in retirement, probably the number one thing, is having more life than I have money. And you could be overwhelmed, but I'm going to cover three things. One is when you are in retirement, you don't want to let your emotions get a hold of you. You got to keep them in check. And I have said before, the good news about the internet is you can watch your investments every day, and the bad news about the internet is you can watch them every day.
Yeah. So true.
But if people are watching and they have a tendency to emotionally react to ups and downs in the market and start moving their stuff around, they're going away from maybe their original goal or their original plan. The second thing is, are you spending too much? And when you are in retirement, a lot of people are on a fixed income, but you have accumulated X dollars for retirement, this nest egg, and that has to last you your lifetime. Mm-hmm. And if you spend too much, then you run out of money, late in the game. But there's a lot of factors in determining how much am I able to spend comfortably and not run out of money. And those are your age, your lifespan, what is the rate of return that you're going to assume on the money, and then how big is the pile of money that you've accumulated. Now, generally, we can help people determine what is a reasonable number that you're able to draw out of this pile of money and not run out of money.
And that's the portfolio, right?
Yes, and
okay.
that's a critical factor. And I think the third thing is being sensitive to inflation. Now, we saw inflation significant in the past 2 years,
right.
And not only does it devastate your portfolio, but it also, or the ability, the purchase power of your portfolio, but it devastates just everyday living. And inflation has gone, it can go from just, well, I'm disgusted with it, to it's dangerous. And I'm not being attentive to it. And you really need to design your portfolio in such a way that it takes into consideration that
inflation just like this
is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we saw large inflation this past couple of years, and it's probably larger than even what the government was telling us if you've been shopping, grocery shopping at all. You need to have financial instruments that will be inflation sensitive, and or your portfolio and your approach be attuned to taking care of that, because it's going to happen. How bad it is, I don't know, maybe not going to be like in the early 80s, but it's still something you need to take into consideration.
Well, thank you, Dave, for being here today. Next week, we're going to finish up this exact series, but 3 other things that we can do and implement now to keep our retirement secure. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you.